Be careful. You can pass her a mic and you can take a mic. There's two of them.
Purnima, no.
I didn't hear.
It's Purnima. It's P-O-O-R-N-I-M-A.
Okay.
Howard Silvestri.
Okay, now, you're here to address the budgetary needs of civil service. That's it. So do you know anything about the budget that you can present to us?
We don't have
Do you-
anything to present.
We were requested to be here.
Just requested to be there, so you really and truly have no, Mr. Norton, can you help them out at all? I don't know. If they're not pertaining to the budget, I think they would not be fair otherwise. Are there budgetary questions? All right, legislator, why not? And after, I think.
Hi, good afternoon. So you have an overall budget proposed for $5.5 million. And of that budget, I see you have roughly 50 some odd employees. And so my question is regarding, if you could give me the spread on who those folks are, like in terms of how many investigators do you have, or how many?
We have one investigator, and the majority of the titles are personnel specialists who do the various jobs of the department, ranging from reviewing applications for testing, classifying positions. As people get hired, they're being processed. So there are transactions units which make sure that everything is done according to civil service rules and regulations. That's what the majority of the staff is.
So you only have one investigator? Okay.
We have one on board, and we budgeted for a possible detective.
Would you please speak closer to the mic, because we're having a hard time hearing you. Good. Go ahead.
We have one full-time investigator, and we put a second one into the budget.
You put a second one into the budget? Okay. And so it's one investigator who would then do the employment investigations, the criminal and residency investigations,
Well,
and I suspect...
employment investigations, there are various titles that have to be fingerprinted. So when something comes back and that requires an investigation from there, that's what he does. You know, if somebody has certified that they don't have a problem and it comes back that there is a problem, he does that. But, you know, for the majority of people, he's not investigating those people who are applying for examination.
Based on employment investigations. But so the residency, the criminal and residency investigations, you have one investigator that has, in 2015, conducted 634
A lot of those people come to the office. So it's not that he's physically going out. He does go out. He does do on-site investigations for residencies. But a lot of those people do come to the office.
And then, it seems like a heavy caseload for one person.
Well, that's why we put in for a second one.
Okay, but how long have you been operating with one person?
I'd say 2004, since about 2004.
Okay. And who supervises that person?
He reports directly to Mr. Camp and or the commissioners.
Okay. And I see in this budget there's contractual services. Are any of those services, can you tell me what those services are? And I'm also seeing that in 2016, there was an actual of $79,000 in expenses based on contractual agreements, but I'm seeing that only $14,499 is budgeted or proposed for 2018, and the mid-year 2017 projection also says that you're gonna arrive at about 14.
Okay, well, that money was budgeted for the county NeoGov?
I'm sorry?
NeoGov?
I'm not sure what that is, can you explain that?
It's an online application process, and the county went from paper applications to online application process.
Okay, and so I guess the implementation
It's,
was at
It's the licensing and maintenance.
okay, so that's the higher amount in 2015.
Yes.
And so to carry each month, just each year going forward is gonna be about 14,500.
No, it was taken over by the Department of IT.
Again, we're having problems.
Yeah.
Bring the mic as close to you as possible, all right, and speak into it.
Okay, so you're saying that
Um,
this 14,500 that's budgeted is now going to pay the IT department? I'm
The
sorry.
79,000 that was budgeted last year was taken over by the Department of IT.
Okay, so what is this 14,500 that's actually now budgeted, projected for 2018? What services will we receive?
That's for the pending litigation.
Pending litigation?
Right, we have, we would have to reimburse outside counsel through the county attorney, so that's what that money is for.
And what kind of cases do we normally see on these?
Well, currently, we're in the process of suing the medical center.
Oh, okay. All right, and so the investigation process, it impacts the budget, I guess, by way of communications that have to continue to go out. Am I correct? And can you tell me what forms of communication?
I am not really following the question.
So the question is, the investigator is charged with communicating with those that he is investigating, right? Those applicants, right?
Right.
And how is that communication undertaken? Is it all written?
Well, they, as I said, they come into the office and he does investigations, and those are private investigations that we're not privy to.
Okay, and so there is an opportunity for someone to, I guess, once they've been rendered, can you explain to me what the process is? Is they're disqualified based on a residency review, and then what happens thereafter?
We're here with the budget. I really have no idea of how the investigations go forward.
Okay, I was told it was gonna be 3 people here today.
She's at a Michelle, she's at another meeting.
And what was the title of that person that was gonna?
She was a personnel specialist, but once
Yeah,
again,
I was hoping she would be here.
but she's involved, she wouldn't be involved with that aspect of it either.
So, I'm just trying to understand the investigation process, because it obviously has a huge impact on the budget and on how we move forward in, being able to place individuals or in these jobs. So I'm trying to understand the process just to see if there's any opportunity for efficiencies, or when a letter goes out to you have no idea on the process at all, on how it's
No, I really
undertaken?
don't. No, I really have no idea how the investigator works.
And so when we requested that someone from civil service come and be before this body today, we were told it would be 3 people, and I think the 3rd person, based on her title, was gonna have a little bit more information on how the process runs and what the impact of those, of the process would be on the budget. And so, absent of that person today, I feel like I'm not getting my questions.
That person has nothing to do with the investigation. It has as I indicated, the investigator reports directly to either Mr. Camp and or the commissioner. If we had known what we were coming for, I mean, we would have had, I mean, we're here to present numbers.
Every department that has come before us to this point not only had a financial representative from their division, they also had people who were programmatic, people who were part of the process so that they could speak to the efficiencies and effectiveness of their departments and what they deliver for this county. So I'm a little disappointed that we don't have that level of representation here today. And I thank you, Legislator Ford, for shaking your head in agreement with me. I have other questions too pertaining to the process, especially as it relates to the Department of Corrections, and knowing that they are significantly understaffed, and that I wanted to understand how, as a department, how you were moving forward with those activities to ensure that we had the proper level of staffing at the jail.
Well,
and so
the police department does the investigations of the correction officers. We don't do those investigations.
I'm not only specifically I wasn't going to only specifically ask about the investigations relative to that process. I wanted to know how you were actually, moving forward in selecting candidates and the like. Presiding officer, I have to tell you,
I'm going to ask you to put your questions in writing, okay? And we'll refer them to the civil service.
But presiding officer, I have to say that this is the second time today that I've been asking questions, and I don't feel that we have the proper representation here to answer these questions. And they're pertaining to the budget, and this is the hearing for the budget. And I think that departments need to come here properly resourced to answer these questions. And I think it an affront that they would come here ill-prepared. I'm still waiting for someone to come down about the Commissioner of Investigations. I'm left here with more questions than I have answers to.
Mr. Camp, who is the Commissioner of Civil Service, has a broken back at this particular time, has been unable to attend. And the other person that was going to be here resigned. So that's why it's
No, that's morale.
Oh, Morel you're talking about? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we knew that Morel, okay, I'll take that point up in just a minute, but I want to go back to the Civil Service Commission. My question about the Civil Service Commission then is, how is it staffed? Because I would suspect that if Mr. Camp is out, that there is someone who is now acting in his capacity. So is there a deputy commissioner? I mean, how is this office staffed? Can you answer that question?
Excuse me, what is the question? I didn't hear what the question
How
was.
How is the office staffed? What is the hierarchy of the office? If the commissioner is not there, who is acting in his capacity?
Mr. Camp is in communication every day, and work is forwarded home to him for him to review and for him to act upon, and then it comes back to the office. But he is in communication every day with him.
What is the reporting, what is the hierarchy? Is Mr. Camp and then who?
As far as, there are division heads that run each unit. There's a personnel specialist for each of the units who oversees their unit. Fornima and I work on the budget. And that's how the department is broken up. There isn't any other individual to report to. And if there are problems, we are contacting Mr. Camp.
Possibly then we can have, presiding officer, I make a request that we have this department come back on October 30th, and maybe Mr. Camp can participate telephonically.
That is why I'm asking you if you could put your questions in writing. All right, we can address them to Mr. Camp, and then they can be presented here.
Well, I think that if he's able to communicate with his office telephonically, I think he should be able to, in some way, we should be able to create that same opportunity for this body, because when we ask questions, sometimes it bubbles up other questions. And so I don't want to just be pigeonholed to the questions that I could put in writing. I want to have an opportunity to have a dialogue around these very important issues. So I respectfully request that we create an opportunity for October 30th, and between now and then, I'm sure that our capable IT person, Mr. Kevin, can create a conference call link for us to have that kind of communication. And short of anybody coming down today from the Commissioner of Investigations, I'm requesting someone be available on October 30th as well.
Well, as far as the budget, but I'm telling you right now,
The 30th is designed really to make final decisions as to what we are going to put forth as the budget for 2018.
I can't make any final decisions without having
Fine, okay.
questions to some of my
All right,
answers.
and then, listen,
I mean, answers to some of my questions.
well, I'm sorry, but the legislative board has a question on the budget for you.
I'm sorry, Presiding Officer, did you answer my question in terms of?
I just said, on the 30th, we are committed to voting on the budget.
Okay, I'm committed to doing that
And
too.
presenting our amendments to that budget.
I'm committed to doing that too.
Okay.
As long as somebody can tap Mr. Campen telephonically, I don't think that's a big lift.
Listen, this is the opportunity also on the 30th for the public to really truly engage, all right, in the process.
They may have some questions to public.
Fine, then if there and anyone who can answer it will answer it.
But I expected someone
Well,
with
we
the
all did.
capability of answering
We
some
all
of the
did, and
questions.
it's not fair to the two people here who were assigned to come down here on budgetary matters, and they are certainly not equipped to respond to the questions.
These are budgetary items.
Yeah,
These are matters
you're
related to the
asking
budget.
about staffing. Is it adequate staffing? And who's in charge? And in charge, I would imagine there are different units within civil service.
Right.
Am I correct?
Yes.
And that there are individuals who are in charge of those units. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so explain that. Can you do that?
There is a classification unit that reviews every request for any type of title that comes in. And they will review it to make sure that the request is an accurate assessment of what the duties of that job are. If it isn't accurate, they will certify that, and if it is not, then they will give the agency a different title that reflects those particular titles.
Okay, so that doesn't answer any of my questions, but I appreciate that. Let me ask you another question then. Do we engage in with any outside entity for these type of investigations, or we're relying solely on that one person?
It is the one person, and as I indicated, most of the majority of people come into the office.
Is there a collaboration between the Civil Service Commission and any other governmental agency in undertaking these investigations?
There is, to the best of my knowledge, no. We do our own investigations on people who have applied for civil service examinations, and/or if something is brought forward to us, a residency requirement, that somebody has written to us, we will then go and do those type of investigations.
So we're not utilizing other county departments for these investigations, or state entities, agencies,
No,
Department of Labor,
no,
DMV?
no, not for these investigations, no.
Okay, what is the qualifications of the person currently holding that position?
He is a former Nassau County police officer.
Okay, and that's a requirement by way of the civil service?
The title that he has held, I don't know the particulars to what the qualifications were, but he fit those qualifications.
Okay. Again, I'm on the record requesting that Mr. Camp be available telephonically on October 30th, to be able to ask answers some of the questions that I've asked today. Thank you.
Any other, legislative board?